Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Today I would like to share the knowledge about the classification of arthropods, respiratory and digestive system of arthropods, nervous and reproductive system of arthropods. My name is Sarfraz Rahman. I am a PhD scholar in the Department of Parasitology. I would like to share this knowledge with the references these books: Veterinary Parasitology, 2nd edition by G.M. Alkohach, Diagnostic Parasitology for Veterinary Technicians, 5th edition by Charles M. Hendricks, Handbook of Entomological Terms by Muhammad Ashfaq, a Handbook of Veterinary Parasitology, Domestic Animals of North America by Henry J. Griffith, and Medical and Veterinary Entomology, 3rd edition by Gary R. Mullen, Economic and Ecological Significance of Arthropods in Diversified Ecosystem by Chakravarti. Please subscribe my channel and also push the button of bell icon. So today, first of all, I would like to tell about the classification of arthropods. This is one is the largest phylum, and it has about 9 lakh species, and these are aquatic, terrestrial, and parasitic. The main property of this phylum is that they have the jointed appendages and a chitinous exoskeleton, and it includes several large classes and contain the class Insecta, which itself represents a major portion of the animal species in the world, and they have the ability to survive in every habitat. So this is the brief sketch of this classification of the arthropods. The arthropoda, there are the 3 main classes, that is the Insecta, Arachnida, crustaceans or Pentastomida. So the Insecta, it has the following order: Diptera, this have the fly, and Theraptera, it has the lice, Siphonaptera, that it has the fleas, and other are the Hemiptera. So this is the brief sketch of the classification of the arthropods. So the first class, that the Arachnida, it has the main 2 groups, the ticks and mites. The ticks, it has the following family, that Exodidae, that having the hard ticks, while the Ergasidae, it having the soft ticks. So this Exodidae family, it has the following genera, that the following genera, that having the Exodes, Hemiphysalis, Dermacentor, Rhaphicephalus, Amblyomma, Bovophilus, and Hyloma. So the Ergasidae, it has the soft ticks, that the Argus, Ornithodorus, Artobius, and other class is the mites. So the classification of that main characteristics of the arthropods, and they are the triploblastic, segmented, and bilateral symmetrical, exhibit organ system level of the organization, head, thorax, and abdomen. They have the jointed appendages which help in locomotion. Coelomic cavity is filled with blood. Have an open circulatory system. Head bears a pair of compound eyes. Exoskeleton is made up of chitin, and terrestrial arthropods excrete through malpighian tubules. Aquatic one, that they excrete through the green glands or coaxial glands. Unisexual and fertilization is either external or internal, have a well-developed digestive system and respiration through the general body surface or trachea, sensory organs like hair, antennae, simple and compound eyes, auditory organs, and that the statocytes, cysts. So you can see in these two pictures that different type of the organs, genital appendages, segmented body, and the external skeleton. So the digestive system of the arthropods have the different feeding modes, the carnivores, herbivores, detritus feeders, parasites, and the paired appendages around the mouth that collecting and handling the food, especially for particular diet of the animals. For example, insect family of Fididi having mouth parts adapted for piercing vegetation and sucking out plant juices. Crustacean fiddlers emerge from the burrows and the sand flies at low tides, scoop up the surface sand with their small claws, only on one in the male, place the sand within their mouth parts and shifted with the fine hairs. Organic material is consumed and mineral material is ejected as a small spitball. So the large population of the crabs that ejected the material may cover the shore end of that part, and you can see in this picture different part of the organ: foregut, mouth parts, midgut, and hindgut. So the digestive system of the arthropods, that the crustaceans, small crabs or sand crabs of the surface, surf beaches, intended to filter the plankton from the receding waves after reburying themselves. Planktonic crustacean copepods that collect up to the several 100,000 diatoms every 24 hours with certain appendages maxillary near the mouth. Carnivores arthropods that notably spiders, pseudospires, scorpions, and centipedes and capture the prey with poison and deliver with a pair of the appendages. So the scorpions, they use a single stinger at the tip of the tail. So the spiders, the poison is introduced through the pair of fangs, chelicerae, flanking that, and centipedes that the poison claws lie beneath the head, and few of these species have the fatal fall to the humans. You can observe in this picture different types of the parts of the. So the digestive system of the arthropod, the front and back parts of the digestive tract, foregut and hindgut are lined with the same skeletal material found on the outside of the body and mortared with the rest of the skeleton. Relatively small middle section, that midgut leg, or chitinous lining, and digestive tract varies greatly in structures depending upon the diet and feeding mode of the animals. Midgut region, that enzyme production and absorption of digestive food. The enzyme, they pass forward into the front part of the gut, outside into the body of the prey. In the case of the spider, you also observe in this picture. So the respiratory system of the arthropods, that these are the aquatic arthropods, crustaceans, chelicerae, horseshoe crabs. They have the gills for respiration, vary in structure and location. Gills are always outgrowth of the integument or the skin covered by the exoskeleton, thin in this area and not a barrier to the exchange of the gases. Terrestrial arthropods possesses the trachea. Book lungs or as a respiratory organs. Trachea or a system of the tiny tubes permit the passage of gases into the interior of the body. In most arthropods, the tracheal tubes are passed by blood. In insects, the minute terminal ending tracheoles embedded in the tissues, even within the muscle cell. These are the internal gills, and these are the trachea. So the respiratory system of the arthropods, the trachea is the unique arthropod in infection and undoubtedly evolved numerous times in the phylum found in myriapods, insects, arachnids. Tracheal systems highly efficient for these small terrestrial animals, small external opening that the spiracles, that is called the spiracles. So it reduces the water loss, and it has the chitinous lining to prevent the collapse, and the small size of the arthropod, that consequent short length of the tubes eliminate the need for moving gases in and out by active ventilation, diffusion usually being sufficient. Book lungs, that is the chitin-lined internal pocket containing many blood-filled plates over which air circulates. Most spiders that the trachea and book lungs, but large spiders such as scorpions possesses the book lungs alone. So this is the picture in which you can observe that this is the tracheoles, the air sacs, trachea, and these are the spiracles. So the nervous system of the arthropods, the arthropod nervous system consists of the dorsal brain, ventral and ganglion longitudinal nerve cord, and primarily that appeared lateral nerves extended in each segment. System is similar to that of the annelid worms, from which arthropod may have evolved. Neuromuscular organization of the arthropod different from that of the vertebrates. One neuron supplies a number of the muscle cells and forming a functional motor unit. Small size of the muscles prohibits an organization in arthropod. Instead, the state of the contraction of an arthropod muscles determined by different types of the neurons supplying one muscle cells, or that filled with this. You can observe in this structure that it's a nervous system of the arthropod, and this have the containing the brain, and that is the ventral nerve cords, in that it has the segmental ganglia. So the nervous system of arthropods, the sense organ, that is called the sensilla, it is located on the body surface, evolved some specialization of the exoskeleton barrier. The sensory nerve endings are lodged in cuticular hairs, that is called the city, and page like the projections, cones, pits, slits, which may occur in large numbers on the antennae, mouthparts, joints, and legs tips. Changes in the tension of the surrounding cuticle that stimulate the nerve endings, and for example the legs of the spider of the scorpions, slit in the exoskeleton that are covered by a thin membrane to which a neuronal receptor is attached below, and it has the tension changes in the exoskeleton and slight movements in the cuticular membrane and stimulate the receptors. Slit of every length may be grouped together like the strings of a harp, and slit sense organ that enable the spiders detect that is the vibrations produced by trapped insect, and permit the scorpions to detect the ground vibration produced by approaching prey, and chemoreceptive sensillae that has used for the taste and smell. Holes in the cuticle permitting the chemical substances being monitored to enter, and this is the picture you can observe in this picture. So the nervous system of arthropods, and the most organs possesses eyes, detect intensity of the light and the direction of the light sources. Ability to detect object is more restricted, and among arthropods the greatest visual activity found in the predaceous mantis, shrimps, and crabs, and many insects, all of which possesses the compound eyes. You observe in this that the compound and detection are 8 eyes of the spiders. This is the 8 eyes, and not of the compound eye, but in case of the crucial, the spider jump and spiral, and effective in locating and tracking the prey. So the reproductive system of the arthropods, the sexes are separate in arthropod, both male and female individuals, paired sex, organ and gonads. Each sex are connected directly to the ducts that open into the ventral surface of the trunk. In arthropod, the sperms transferred to the female within sealed packets known as the spermatophores, and transfer the sperm are not diluted by the surrounding medium in case of the aquatic form, and nor they are suffer from the rapid desiccation on land. Among some arachnid scorpions, that the pseudoscorpions, and some mites, stalked spermatophore deposited on the ground, and female is attracted to the spermatophores chemically, and deposition of the spermatophore occurs during the course of a nuptial dance, and male afterward that the man lures the female into the position in which she can take up the spermatophores within her genital opening, and centipedes that utilize the spermatophore with an accompanying the courtship behavior. This is the picture you can observe. Picture the reproductive system of the arthropod. Among insects, the primitive wingless groups that the collembolans and thyssinorans. Spermatophore is deposited on the ground, and most insects, the spermatophores are placed directly into the female genital opening by the male during copulation. Many other invertebrates, that the gastropods and ketogonats, that use the spermatophores. Many arthropods for free sperm rather than the spermatophores. These include many crustaceans, millipedes, some insects such as dipterans and hemipterans, spiders, and some mites. So the reproductive system of arthropod, the arthropod eggs are usually rich in yolk, but in all groups there are species whose eggs have the little yolk. Some specialized method of reproduction found among the certain arthropods include the parthenogenesis, development of unfertilized eggs, that parthenogenesis, viviparity, birth of living young, and polyembryony, that formation of the several embryos from a single fertilized egg. So the reproductive system of arthropod, myriapods, that general body form of the adult, and hatching, though they may lack some of the segment. Most millipedes hatch with only 7 trunk segment, and centipedes hatch with all of the adult and trunk segments, but others have the fewer than the adults. Young of the most arachnids are like that the adult and female scorpions gave birth to her young, and which is immediately climb onto her back. Female wolf spiders also carry their young, and prior to hatching they carry the white egg case hatched to the posterior spinaris. And unlike the other arachnids, mites and ticks hatch as six-legged larvae, which acquire the fourth pair of the legs at a later molt. Thank you so much.